Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of the DnA podcast. I'm your host, Darius Dominguez.
I'm the co-host, Andrew Matos.
And on this episode, it turns out PS5s aren't even being delivered to people who pre-ordered them. That's crazy.
That's a big shame too.
Yep.
For people that can't get it. And we have a huge gaming news that finally is releasing. It's coming out next month, and we're going to tell you on this episode what it is.
Yes, a huge title. I'm excited for it, and I'm excited to talk about it. So
Absolutely.
Stay tuned for that. We have some huge news on some big movies coming out in 2021 as well.
And there's some reports of our favorite superhero, Spider-Man, the third film. And they might possibly be the best Spider-Man movie ever.
It could be the best ever, but we will talk about it.
So.
We'll get into it. Before we get into anything, we're from Canada. We're from, the GTA, the Greater Toronto area, Ontario. And big news today, as we're recording this, is the Rogers Centre, which is a pretty historic place, right? I guess. Mm-hmm. In downtown Toronto, there's rumors that it's going to be, torn down, and they're going to build a new stadium there, a smaller one, a nicer one for the Blue Jays and for concerts and whatnot, and build some more condos down there, which, that's all Toronto needs, I guess, more condos.
Yeah, more condos.
But, pretty big news. Rogers Centre might be no more. It's pretty unique with the dome and whatnot. But,
I liked back then when it was called Sky Dome. That was
it's a cool name. It's a cool name.
Yeah.
Right? Like Sky Dome and the roof open. Like at the time it was like no other stadiums and stuff did that, but now it's kind of it's one of the older arenas or stadiums, so just got to get a move on, get a new stadium I guess in there.
Yeah. I still call it to this day Sky Dome. So.
I think everyone, if you're from here you call it Sky Dome anyway. Yeah. So yeah, for sure. But we'll move on. Big news. Sony says all the PS5s are sold out, which is a lie. It must be a lie, right? It has to be a lie. They knew how much they were going to sell, right? Like how in demand this was going to be. Like it is pretty crazy, right? But I mean, they must have known that they were going to sell like a crazy amount, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and then there's rumors also. You mentioned that there's a scalping group that has like 3,000 or over 3,000 units.
Yeah,
that's insane.
I know it is insane. That's crazy.
I wasn't even able to buy more than one on Amazon, and these guys have like over 3,000 units, and they're trying to sell them. I hope, and I know you've said this too, I hope they end up getting stuck with all that and lose out.
They most likely will, for sure.
At least a few, units. I don't see them selling everything. That'd be pretty crazy, but it's unfortunate to see it come to this,
Exactly. I totally agree.
It'd be better if everyone just got their consoles and were able to enjoy. Speaking of getting their consoles, we have a friend of the show, George, another name drop. We name dropped him a few episodes back. You don't know too much about this story, I don't think, right?
No, not really, no. I don't
so I'm going to, basically tell a little story here. His story about his pre-order and, shipping experience with this is his PlayStation 5 experience, basically. You ready? Mm-hmm. So, he pre-ordered the PlayStation 5 probably around the same time you did on this podcast. So what, a couple months ago? When was that? June? July?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Oh, really?
So months ago. Yes, he pre-ordered like months ago from Walmart. So he had pre-ordered it. He didn't buy a day of, nothing. He had pre-ordered this months in advance. And he says that it's been the absolute worst experience of his life, which I mean, like, considering there's bigger things in life, but at the same time, this guy pre-ordered, he should have his PlayStation 5.
Yeah, exactly.
So basically he didn't get it the day of, which was kind of expected with the backlog. And then they were like, oh, you'll get it next week. He still hasn't gotten it that week. Another week went by, he still hasn't gotten it. So he finally called and they're like, it's lost in delivery. And he's like, how do you lose? Yeah. He's like, how do you lose a PlayStation 5? Right. That's a pretty hard thing to lose.
Hey, Jesus.
So he was then told, and I asked him if I could share the story, by the way. So he was then told by a supervisor that they are unsure of where it is or where it was sent, which is absolutely inexcusable. Like, that's crazy, right? Like, like you spent hundreds of dollars on this, and we don't know where it is, right? So then somebody else comments under it. Like, a few people actually are like, yeah, I'm having the same problem, and they're from the same region as us. This is in Ontario, in Canada, right? It seems like this is a big problem. I mean, maybe everywhere, but especially in Ontario, right? So, people are like, oh, did you get it resolved? Blah, blah, blah. And then he called again, and they're like, yeah, we don't know where it is. And then, they're just telling him to wait. And others are chiming in, right? Others are giving their experience too, because the same thing's happening to them. They think that people who work at these sorting sites or whatnot, I guess, are taking the consoles.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
And selling them, reselling them.
That's probably what it is.
I know, but how insane is that? Like, how this has never happened before, ever.
Yeah,
like for any console.
For anything, I know.
For anything ever, I don't think. Like, he thinks they're actually taking people's pre-orders, out of the mail, and stealing them and reselling them. It's insane.
That's crazy, man.
Like, anyway, just I'll leave the story short there, but he still hasn't received his, and then he got an email like, sorry about your complaint, blah blah blah. I don't even think they've refunded him the money yet, and he's now looking for another option of buying. But if it's lost in transit, they should refund him the money, because that could screw a lot of people up.
I totally agree.
That's ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if he's gotten the refund yet. He's looking at other ways to buy it. Obviously, Walmart said that. Walmart's like, oh, we'll have restock next week here in Ontario, in Canada, right? Oh, we're going to have news on restock next week. Like, you should figure out what happened the first wave. Half these people don't have their consoles, right? Like, that's crazy.
Exactly. I know, it's crazy.
So stupid.
I don't know, man.
It's blown way out of proportion. It's insane. and it's smashing the Xbox in sales.
Yeah, it is. It is, hands down. Yeah, hands down. Like, speaking of Amazon,
yes.
A driver stole the PS5 to give to his kid for his 60th birthday party.
Yep.
And he got arrested.
And fired.
And he was fired. You're fired.
And to that I say, good.
Yes, yeah. Like, why?
Because you know what too? I've been seeing a lot of videos of Amazon drivers just stealing the packages, like pretending to drop them off, taking the picture, and then they steal them.
They steal them, I know.
It's crazy. But like even the Amazon drivers are like, what did he think was gonna happen? He was gonna steal the PS5, just give it to his kid, and that was his date.
I know, like,
it doesn't work like that.
Well, exactly, it doesn't. Like,
that's crazy.
Oh my god.
That is a good story.
Oh my god.
But so many stories of that, like people not getting them yet, and then their credit cards are still charged and stuff, or it's lost in transit. Like, sorry, we don't know where it is. How do you not know where it is? That's crazy.
It is, and like if Amazon should just like give him like a refund, or like you mentioned, or like a credit or something too.
Oh yeah. Well, my thing is, even like when they finally figure it out, or if he has to rebuy it or something, and they credit him his money back and he buys another one or whatever. He pre-ordered this console. He should be given like games, an extra controller, like a lot of stuff.
Yeah, like extra accessories for free of charge.
Yeah. With his console after, because you have to wait that long. It's great. It's insane. It's unbelievable.
Just for like PlayStation 5, that's how crazy this console is going to like right now.
I know. It's absolutely insane. So thank you, George, for letting me share your story, because we hear stories all the time. But
good luck to you, Manta, for getting another one. You most likely will probably next year, but like this year, good luck, man.
Yeah, good. I know that's the problem, and it's yes, you'll eventually get one, but it's the fact that he went out of his way early to pre-order it, set up everything, and he still doesn't have it, and he might not get it, and he might just not get it. So thank you for letting me share that, George. That's really unfortunate. It sucks.
It does.
So staying with the PS5 a little bit, and we're going to be talking about the PS5, for a few more weeks, I'm sure. There's going to be new stuff coming out all the time. So developers at Microsoft have come out and said they're not quite sure why the PS5 is smashing the Xbox because on paper, and it's true, the Xbox is actually better. It's actually more powerful.
Yeah, it is.
It is. It has. If you're looking at specs, if you're looking strictly on at paper, the Xbox is better. It's true.
Yeah, it is. It's by just whopping 2 more teraflops. So I said they have 12. We have the PS5 has 10, right? So. You know what I mean?
You mean terabytes?
No, teraflops.
Oh, I was confused there. It's like
No,
that's a lot of storage.
Yeah. No, so yeah, they have 10. So Sony put 10 teraflops on their console,
Correct.
and Microsoft has 12, right? But the issue is for Microsoft, they don't have any exclusives, man.
They have. Well, I was gonna get into that. Exactly. They don't have any exclusives.
They got nothing. The only thing, like honestly, for me to tell you the truth, I might even buy one probably most likely the end of next year. You know what I mean?
Xbox.
Because Xbox, Series X, because right now, like the backwards compatibility on that thing is amazing. Like
it's better than the PS5. Yes.
It is. It is. Like Sony actually, like said, like you know what, we're gonna make the people and the fans happy. Let's just put like all like 4,000 plus titles for PS4 games to play on PS5.
They had to though. They had to.
I mean, yeah, they had to. And then like for Microsoft, they have like you can play original Xbox, you can play 360, and
you can play
Xbox
like
One games.
Any game. Yeah.
Yeah, like that's the most benefit about it. But like.
Yes.
Yes. And speaking now.
Yeah. Sorry.
No. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that they're saying they're not quite sure why it's outselling, but it's because the only thing, like you said, they don't have any exclusives. They do have the EA Game Pass, which is for free. You can play EA with Xbox Live.
What was it? Yeah, Ultimate or something.
The Gold or whatever it's called. Or Platinum or something like that. The other thing too is the PlayStation 4, which is not. I don't buy a console for the controller, but the L2 and R2 button are significantly different now. And Xbox doesn't have that. It's just a basic controller still.
You mean PlayStation 5 instead of 4?
Yes. I'm so used to saying 4, sorry.
It's okay.
PlayStation 5, the controller, the L2 and R2 are different. The adaptive controllers are what they're called now. The Xbox, I'm pretty sure, is just the same technology.
It's pretty much the same, yeah.
So
you have to put AA batteries. And you have to put AA batteries.
I can't believe that's still a thing on Xbox. AA batteries? Why? Just give it a charging cord.
Yes, thank you.
Stupid.
Come on, man.
Stupid. And a stupid name. I'll say it forever. It's a stupid name. Series X.
Stupid
name. It's dumb.
Series S.
It's so
Series
dumb.
X. Oh,
dude, I was on where was I looking? I was on I'm not sure what website it was, but it could have been Best Buy or something. And I was looking at the Xboxes because there's just Black Friday sales, like a list. And I saw the Xbox One X, but for a second I thought it was the new one. And I was like, holy shit, it's so cheap. I was like, oh my God, I should get one. And it was the old Xbox, but even I was confused. And we've been talking about this. It's the dumbest name. It's the dumbest naming system.
Like, that's the thing too. Like, I've been watching some like YouTube videos about like people owning like the Xbox Series X and whatever, and they said like it's not worth buying right now. You know what I mean?
Not right now. No, maybe down the road.
Down the road. Like when Halo, I forgot Infinite or something, I believe it's called. When it comes out, then that's when that's when everyone's gonna say worth it. Yeah.
Get it. Yeah.
And for me too, I was gonna say like we were talking about this like a few episodes before when Bethesda got bought by Microsoft. If they release like a new Fallout or the Elder Scrolls like exclusively on Xbox, then Microsoft's gonna get my money.
Yeah, I assume that will happen eventually, but the problem is at launch it's not happening. And then you have PS5 that has Spider-Man, which has been a grand slam series so far since the first one.
Yeah, the three games that are exclusive right now that came out launch with the PS5 is, like you mentioned, Spider-Man Miles Morales, the remaster of Demon's Souls,
Yes.
and Godfall. Like you got 3 games right
You got
there.
huge big,
Oh,
some big titles
and I
there.
forgot
Yeah,
too
sorry, yeah.
the no, I forgot too the one that came for free for PlayStation Plus is called Snacks or something.
Bug, if it's not that, you're close. I was gonna say Bug's Life, but that's a Pixar movie from 2001. Or something like that.
Yeah, it's something like that. Oh yeah, they have like other ones too, like what the hell was it? Like Little Sackboy and stuff like that,
Yeah,
like
yeah, like fun little
exclusives.
interactive games and stuff. And the
Yeah,
the other
yeah,
thing
stuff like
too
that.
is games like that just came out on PS4, like Ghosts of Tsushima, is
hmm
uh,
You
it is
can
upgraded
it's upgrade.
to
Yeah, that
the
has the boost
PS5.
mode.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. So
yeah.
there's a lot. There's a lot that it outdoes the Xbox on paper. If you're looking at like the internal stuff, I guess, like not so much gaming.
hmm
In terms of technicalities, yeah, it's maybe a little bit better. But PlayStation has exclusives. They have new technology in their controller, which is big because I feel like the controllers change a little bit from year to year, like very slight things. But this has been a dramatic improvement this year.
Yeah. hmm
Because I've played Call of Duty, and yes, it is different, and it's hard to explain. It is. It's cool. It's really cool. So it adds something to it. So it's no surprise PlayStation's
I was gonna
smashing it.
ask you, is it 120 frames per second or is it still 60?
On COD.
Yeah, for COD, yeah.
I believe it is, but you have to. So I'm not running at 120 because of the TV I'm playing on, but that's specific to me. That's my preferences, right?
Okay.
So I believe if somebody were to have the PlayStation 5 playing on a monitor that did support 120 frames per second, it
Okay,
would
so
it would run it.
do it? Okay, because
Yes,
my monitor right now is 144 hertz.
hertz.
Oh yeah, but like that it's the same like it's 144 frames
Yeah,
per
it gets
second,
it
right?
gets like kind of messy when they use frame. They're like refresh rate, and then like sometimes they're not the same thing. It gets kind of messy. But yeah, I to my understanding, I don't play on it, so I'm not 100% sure. I just I'm the
Okay.
typical 60
Okay.
frames per second, 4K.
Okay.
But I'm fairly sure if you have the appropriate monitor and setup for it, you could run 120. That's my understanding.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, like a game like COD, and obviously there's going to be more games that come out eventually. The like when you aim down your sights using L2, it is heavy.
Mm.
It carries the same weight as each gun you're using. Like it's hard to describe, but it feels, I don't want to say realistic, but it has a weight to it. Like it's easier to time things, I guess. Aim down your sights depending on what gun you
Oh,
have.
yeah, that's
Yes,
interesting.
yes. And then not only does the R2 button lock when you shoot, when you're shooting, you could feel it. Like it clicks for you. Like click, 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 click. Like each bullet, like you feel it. Like it's very interesting.
Oh.
It's incredibly hard to describe in words. And I'm sure as time goes on, somebody's gonna have like a guide on it, and it'll really explain it well. But right now at launch, it's so hard to put into words. But if you played it, you know what I'm talking about. It's very
Yeah.
interesting.
Hmm. Very interesting.
Different. It's a different feel. It's good stuff. I like it. I like difference
Okay.
in new
That's good.
consoles. I like when they try new stuff.
I'll eventually go get the card. Maybe I'll get it to
Black
get a gift
Friday.
card for like yeah, or maybe Christmas time, Boxing Day
Yes,
here in
Boxing Day.
Canada.
Yes, is a good time
Yeah.
to shop too,
Yeah.
for sure. But yeah, that's the PlayStation 5. Um, it's I'm loving it so far. I have to say,
Yeah, it's this console's amazing, man. Like
it really
just
is.
like when everyone goes to lengths, like we were talking about
Hmm.
earlier, like they go to lengths of stealing this console for themselves. You
I
know what I
like
mean?
mail rooms and stuff. Like it's insane.
Yeah,
It's
just
absolutely
in
insane.
general,
Yep.
like it's crazy. Like the people go lengths just to get this console.
It is.
That's when I got it. I ran my ass to the car. I was like, we gotta go.
Because
You
you
know,
don't know, like I laughed about it on I can't remember if it was the last episode or the one before that, when you said you did that when on release day, and I kind of laughed, but at the same time, uh, it's true.
yeah, it's true. Like I
It's you gotta
ran, like I
You
even
gotta
told
move.
like I have to. I told my girlfriend, I'm like, yeah, I was like, babe, we gotta go. We
We
gotta
gotta
leave
we
now.
gotta boogie. We're not sticking
We
around.
gotta bounce.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
gotta
we
hide
gotta
this thing in my
bounce.
car. Um, yeah, man, it's a fantastic console.
It is. It is.
Speaking of which, there's a game that's gonna come out.
Finally.
Finally, because it was supposed to be
Uh,
out. I think even before the console came out.
Yeah, it was supposed to come out like earlier this year, actually.
Yeah, like much earlier, and then eventually
Yeah.
release on PS5. But now it's gonna be a PS5 release. Well, on PS4 as well, but it'll be, it's come out. It's coming out now
I
after the PS5. So
I think this one. Well, the game we're going to mention is called Cyberpunk 2077. Thank
yes,
God.
yes,
And
finally,
there's such a good developer, man. CD Projekt Red, such a
yes.
phenomenal
Th-
developer.
this game, man, it looks good.
Yeah, these are the guys that did Witcher.
Yeah, like I doubt this will be disappointing. It visually, I've seen like gameplay, and the gameplay looks
It
like
looks
as if
good,
it was a
eh?
cutscene. Like it looks
Yeah,
fantastic.
I know. It looks really good. I
Yeah,
know.
like just visually, and then I'm sure it's gonna, like, when you're actually playing it, it'll be fun. And the customizability from what I've seen so far too, like it just looks like it's gonna be a blast to play
Yeah,
with friends
I
and
know.
whatnot too. This looks like it'll be like a special game. Like it might actually. I just hope it
I
doesn't turn
totally
into
agree.
Watch Dogs,
No,
because
I don't think
I
so.
don't think so
This is gonna
either.
be
But
this game's gonna remind me of what's that movie? Blade Runner.
yes,
It's
yes,
like Blade
I agree.
Runner, Blade Runner mixed with I don't know what futuristic movies. Uh, like the futuristic, like like iRobot type of thing with Will
With Will
Smith.
Smith? Oh yeah, okay,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, something like that. Yeah, like
Yeah.
certain like futuristic stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Well, and I've also heard people describe it as GTA in the future, is
Yeah,
what I've heard it
exactly. Like
described as, right?
yeah, that's a better way to
Yeah,
explain it.
sure.
GTA. Yeah.
Um, so like I'm excited. I know it's not going to be exactly like GTA, but um,
Yeah, I know. I
that
just can't wait, man.
it just sounds
I
exciting.
so
It looks exciting. Like I'm
yeah,
gonna get this game. I'm gonna get it.
yeah, me too.
You
Me
know what I
too.
mean? And then whatever
Hmm.
happens after that happens. But it looks good.
I totally agree. I
And
can't
it's
wait.
and it's
No, wait.
finally coming out after being delayed 3 times. Was it 3 times or even more? It might have been more.
I think it was like 4 times. I think
Something like that. Because I
was it three,
remember
4 times?
when we started the podcast, you mentioned it once, and I was like, "Yeah, whatever. They delayed it again. We'll see it like next year." but
Yeah,
but it's finally coming. In like 2 weeks. That's pretty
yeah.
soon.
I can't wait.
Not
Can't
bad.
wait.
We can switch gears a little bit now from video games to some
Hmm.
movie and show related news. Some big news that came out. Um, I guess smaller news on the spectrum of what we'll be talking about.
Yeah.
But The Office is leaving Netflix this year, which is actually pretty huge for a lot of people. The Office is a
Damn.
crazy popular show. So it's leaving Netflix, and it's owned by NBC, and NBC has their own streaming platform now, so it's going there. But
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
off Netflix. Pretty big show off Netflix, so that's some big news. Do you want to talk about Spider-Man?
Yeah, if you want, sure.
Did you hear the rumor this week?
Hmm.
It sounds pretty good.
I kind of figured it'd be legit, to tell you the
I
truth.
think that sounds pretty legit to me.
Bro, they're getting like all these famous actors that played the roles in the previous
Yes,
Spider-Man
yes.
coming
Here's
back.
here's my thing. The Jamie Foxx thing came out as a rumor, and then 3 days later they confirmed it.
Hmm.
So okay, the rumor we're talking about. We should say what it is. So Alfred Molina
Yeah,
is the actor. He played Doctor Octopus
the
in
Doctor
Spider-Man 2,
Octopus, yeah. Hmm.
the original Spider-Man directed by Sam
Which
Raimi.
was
That
my
had
favorite one.
Oh yeah, and we can get into it. It is a good superhero movie, probably the
Hmm.
best of all time. Probably,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah, I totally agree.
So there's a rumor that he has been cast again as Doctor Octopus for Spider-Man 3, which is big news because that means he'll be the second villain in it. At least there could be more, because we already have Electro, and it's being played by Jamie Foxx, who previously played Electro in The Amazing Spider-Man 2. So you have all these old guys who've played roles coming back, and I sent like a picture. We have a group chat, and I was like, it's all fun and games for Tom Holland, but then when Norman Osborn shows up, you better watch out. Because he might show up with all these guys coming back. So it's exciting stuff to hear all this coming out.
I can't wait.
And as much as it's a rumor, I saw that on Twitter they were saying that people have seen him filming with Tom Holland in Atlanta because they started filming the movie in Atlanta.
Damn.
So they said they've seen him in Atlanta. So like, I don't know what. Besides just needing to confirm it, I mean, it's looking good. So that's pretty sweet, man.
Yeah, they were saying too, Doctor Strange is going to be filmed like in a couple weeks too.
Yeah, they said that. Oh my goodness, what's her name? Elizabeth Olsen has started filming for the movie.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I guess some scenes that she has by herself, or maybe with other actors or actresses, she started that already. So that movie's already like. Is underway.
It's on the good to go. Yeah.
So the one thing that confuses me though is it shows that Spider-Man 3 is supposed to come out before Doctor Strange, which I feel like it should be the opposite, but I guess we'll see what happens, right?
Yeah.
All I know is I'm excited because
Me too.
this is something we've never seen before, and I never thought we'd see. So this is whenever that happens, I'm excited. Yeah.
Me too.
Dr. Octopus and Electro in the same movie. Like that does that not smell like Sinister Six to you?
Yeah, it's pretty much gonna become the Sinister Six.
Yeah, and then in a future movie they could even have their own movie or whatever. Like it's definitely building to something. That smells like Sinister Six to me.
Because you're already in the Tom Holland one. You're eventually gonna really show Scorpion in this one.
Well, he was in the first one, right?
Yeah, in jail,
At the end,
I think.
In jail, yeah.
Yeah, in jail, yeah.
You have the Vulture.
Yeah, he has the Vulture, played by Michael Keaton.
Yes.
Great actor.
Amazing. Yes.
And, what else? Probably the Green Goblin, which would probably be...
I'm sure they'll figure it out somehow. Then obviously you have... Electro's been confirmed. Now with this rumor of Dr. Octopus, I mean, all you need is... Who else? Like Rhino and Green Goblin? Like that's it?
Yeah, probably Green Goblin. You just need those, or maybe they might bring Mysterio because they say that he's not technically
he's not dead. Yes.
So maybe
that's a great point.
Might,
the problem with the Sinister Six is like in the comics they change. There was an original Sinister Six, but then they're like they added like a few others in and stuff. It gets confusing.
Yeah, even Shocker was part of the Sinister Six.
Exactly. So and Shocker was in Spider-Man Homecoming as well. So
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Definitely a possibility there, but exciting stuff nonetheless.
Yeah, me too. I cannot wait, man. I
can't wait either. It's supposed to. It's coming out next year, and it's kind of like you're getting all this crazy information right now, and it's like can't wait.
Yeah, me too.
But yeah, it's looking good. The other another movie that's having some leaks is Ready Player 2.
Oh.
Yes. Ready Player 1 was actually a very good movie. I loved it.
I really like it. Yeah, I own a Blu-ray. I love it.
I think we watched it together, correct? In the theater? Another movie we watched together?
Yeah.
I remember you telling me about Ready Player 1, and I was like, that seems like way too good to actually be true. When you told me, you're like, oh, it's a movie about this, and that, and I'm like, there's no way. That seems awesome. And it was a really good movie. And it's wasn't it based off a book or something?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, these movies are
like,
based off books.
Something like that, yeah. So anyway, it's not a script leak, but there's like a paragraph that leaked from the script. And it sounds like we're going to get some interesting, twists and turns in this one from the original movie. But I'm happy that it got a sequel because I thought it was a very good movie.
Yeah, I totally agree. I cannot wait.
It deserved to.
It deserves to get a sequel.
Yes. Yeah. There's a lot of movies are so good that they deserve a sequel, but the sequels are never as good.
Yeah, I totally agree.
But yeah, definitely excited for that one. The other one too is Deadpool.
Thank God.
Deadpool 3. They're finally. They're not filming it. Sorry, I was about to say that. That would be wrong. It's in the works. and whatever that means. It could be writing. It could be they're starting to put together the costume. I don't know. Probably writing it.
Probably writing it.
Working with Ryan Reynolds. He will be returning. We talked about it a few episodes ago as well. And it's pretty exciting because it's going to be made by Marvel Studios, and it's going to be rated R.
Yeah.
So that is pretty sweet. Which I can't remember. Yeah. The last two were rated R, weren't they?
Yeah, that's his character. He's just like out of this wacky world. He just does whatever he wants. He swears like crazy. Yeah, he does whatever he wants. You know what I mean? So,
that's the beauty of his character. You know, like that's what made him so popular and makes him so good. And I can't see anyone besides Ryan Reynolds playing him.
Yeah, he does a phenomenal job. He's like the perfect actor for it.
Exactly. But that's exciting. Third Deadpool movie, and obviously he's going to be in other movies. He could even show up in Spider-Man. Who knows? He signed that contract for like 7 or 8 movies or whatever it is. So, Marvel's doing some good stuff, man. Even with the Captain America and Iron Man are gone now, they're doing some really good stuff.
Yeah. I cannot wait, man.
I know. Another studio that's doing really good stuff is, Star Wars.
Yeah.
Star Wars is back. The Mandalorian. I'm not going to go into it, but we're recording this on November 28th. I watched the episode today. It is game-changing. It is fantastic. And I keep preaching it every week or every episode. Andrew, you got to watch this show.
I know.
You were late to the party, a little late to the party on Stranger Things, but it's okay.
And I finally watched it, all 3 seasons.
Yes.
In one week.
In 1 week.
Love that show.
Most people do that, let's be honest. It's an amazing show.
It's so good.
And we're going to talk about that soon, too, because the 4th season's coming soon. So we're definitely going to have to talk about that. But getting back to The Mandalorian, it is getting fantastic. Like, this show, they have people in charge of this show that know what they're doing. Like, it's just a really good show. I just hope it doesn't go too long because the story is just that good at this moment, at least. But I wish I can get into it more. You gotta watch the show. But I promise to anyone listening, we'll talk about it. More down the road for sure.
What episode they're on right now? 6, 7?
No, I think today was like 4. It's only been. Episode 5. It's been a month and a week. It's been like a month.
A week? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Since
and there's 10 episodes, right?
No, I think season 1 was like 8. I could be wrong.
Okay.
Or maybe it was 10. Okay. It might have been 10. Sorry, I don't know off the top of my head.
Okay.
But I would say maybe 8 to 10 episodes, but it's not a lot. They're not that long. But they're really good. Like, the stories are. Each episode is very in depth. Like, no episode is really going to be like, oh, that was a filler episode. Like, each episode has a very specific thing that's going on. So you'll never miss anything, I guess. You don't really want to skip anything. It's really good like that.
Okay.
And especially this last one, I think, I'm pretty sure it's 5 episodes. Episode 5 is just something else. I never thought we would get something like this. It's crazy. But I'll move on. I don't want to spoil anything. Especially because it's a brand new episode. For the viewers too. Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Ooh. We're getting a second one. We'll be filming in March of next year. So it probably won't come out till either late next year or 2022.
Or early, 2022, yeah.
Yes. But the first one, did you watch the first one?
Yeah, I did. I watched it.
It's a good movie. It's an alright movie.
Yeah, I actually enjoyed it. It was actually alright.
It's kind of a fun movie. You know what I mean?
Jim Carrey's still the show like usual. So.
Oh, of course. Yeah, but it's Jim Carrey, right? We knew that from the trailer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's just he's a fantastic actor. I remember back when the original trailer dropped. Do you remember when he looked weird?
Oh my god, he looked like an alien.
Yeah, and everyone was like, there's a reason I'm bringing this up though. He looked like an alien and everyone was like, yo, fix this. and then they spent like $200 million or something to go back and fix it.
Yeah, to go back to fix it. Yeah, to make it more like actual Sonic. You know,
like Sonic. They made him too like realistic looking. It looked like an alien, and everyone was like, just make him look like the cartoon character he is, like the little
like the video game character. Just make him look like that.
Because that's the way he is, and if you're gonna make a movie where he's animated anyway, just make him look like the way he looks. So, the reason I bring that up is because I don't know if you saw, but they're making a Clifford the Big Red Dog movie.
Yeah, I saw that. Oh,
and they posted a screenshot, and it's basically just a regular dog that is colored like burgundy.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, here's Clifford. And then somebody on Twitter was like, I think this needs the Sonic treatment. I think this needs a Sonic treatment to for everyone to just bash it and them to change it a little bit. And I kind of agree, because it's kind of just, they just took a dog and just made him bigger. You know what I mean? Like they just upsized him, and he's just red, but he's like a dark red. It's not really like Clifford. But they're like, he needs a Sonic treatment. Everybody just bash him. That's so bad.
I think that's what's gonna happen.
I think that's exactly what's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna happen.
Yeah. So Black Panther 2. We're just going through the movies here. All this news coming out. Black Panther 2 will be filming in July of next year. So obviously probably
the first one's so good.
It's got to be one of the best movies in the MCU.
It's so good.
It's so good, and obviously, rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Carried that on his shoulders for sure. So number 2 will be, revolving around his sister, I guess.
Yeah. So his sister is gonna become the new Black Panther.
Black Panther, exactly. And I feel like they were kind of leading up to that anyway.
Yeah, I think so too.
But I guess we'll actually see it come to life here in the second one. That is the rumor, and that should be coming out probably 2022 or somewhere along there. Hopefully, if everything stays on track, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's exciting too, because I'm a really big fan of the first movie. It's actually fantastic.
Yeah, it's actually really good. Yeah. I give it a what? We give it a 10 out of 10, right?
I think I gave it a 10 out of 10 for sure. If you go back a few episodes, for sure.
I don't know if I give it a 10 or a 9.5. It's one of those two.
One of them.
Still a phenomenal movie.
It's top tier in Marvel for sure. And really good. Michael B. Jordan's character is back in it too. So it's.
Did he die?
He's in the cast list for Black Panther 2, so he came back.
What the hell? Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's in the cast list. But you know what? Sometimes I noticed in movies characters die, and then in the sequels the characters are in the cast list, but it's because it's like a flashback scene, but they're still in the cast list.
Oh.
So maybe they'll do something where it's like, oh, remember when? And then like they do like a quick flashback, and he's in the movie, but he's not really in the movie. But
okay.
I guess they do that sometimes, so I guess we'll find out, right?
Yeah.
It is what it is. But I think it's that time in the episode, Andrew, that we move along to our movie reviews.
Yeah.
And this week, or this episode, we have. Yeah, what do we have?
We have some interesting topic of movies here as our beloved favorite actor, mine personally, Robin Williams, rest in peace. And the movies that carry along, the two other ones that carry along with this one, so we're going to review all 3 Jumanji movies.
Yes. Which are really great movies. And before we start, I will tease that in coming episodes, we will be doing all 3 Matrix films, and we want to review some Quentin Tarantino movies because we enjoy them. They're great movies.
Yeah, Quentin Tarantino is hands down one of my favorite directors.
Oh yeah, for sure. His movies are so unique. But we'll get into that in future episodes. But for now, Jumanji movies. I don't even know if I pronounced that right.
No, it's okay.
Jumanji.
Jumanji.
The first one's the best one, right? We'll start with that one.
Yeah.
The first one, I think 1995 came out. Robin Williams obviously steals the show.
Mm-hmm.
the things I like about it is like the fact that it's a board game. Obviously, it's not a video game because the new ones are a video game.
Yeah, it's just like it's so unique. Like it's filmed in the I think the mid-90s.
Yep.
And you get a board game and when you heard it, it's like don't you know, it's the beat, right?
Drums.
But
Yep.
it's, yeah, the drums, yeah. And still, like in the very beginning, the first one, you see the two kids. It's like in the 18th century, and they heard it too, and they're like, yeah, we don't want to be part of this, you know, crap anymore. You know what I mean?
No, yeah,
like,
exactly. Yeah.
we don't want to play that game anymore. And then yeah, it just carries on, and the kid's name is Alan Parrish, and he just ends up with this friend, which is a girl, soon to be girlfriend in the movie, and then yeah, you
His
just
friend that is a girl.
yeah, well, it's gonna be girlfriend technically.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, and then yeah, it's just yeah, just play the board game and
The one thing I thought was really
You
cool in this one compared to the newer ones is when they activate the game, it comes to them. You know what I mean?
yeah, like when they roll the dice, and like even the two pieces, it's
Yes.
like magnetic. It's like like it places it, and they try to move. It's like yeah, we can't move.
Yes, but
And
then all
after-
the
yeah.
animals and whatnot, it kind of it's in their world. It just like breaks down the walls.
Yeah,
and
it's
stuff.
crazy. Yeah,
yeah,
you just
and then-
they roll the dice, you know,
Yeah.
and then it moves, and it will show like the thing in the middle, you know. Well, they read
Yes.
it, and
And
it comes to life, you know.
in the new ones, they get sucked into the video
The
game,
video game.
but it's kind of like, to me, it's kind of like, okay, they're in a game. They got sucked into a game. But in the original one, it's kind of like, this is the game. Real
Yeah,
life.
like Alan rolled the dice. I think it landed on 5 or 6 or something, and he got sucked in the game for like many years, right?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like these two other kids was I forgot the boy's name that was in it. He was in that one, and then he was it was and the girl was played by Kristen Dunst, I think it was.
Kristen Dunst, who played
Yeah.
Mary Jane in Spider-Man. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and then
Yes.
yeah, the kids were phenomenal actors too in this film. Like,
Oh, yes.
Right,
They're
you know what I mean? It
they're
was,
a big part of what really makes the film.
it makes the film, and then carry on the game like when they play and stuff, right? It was just
Yes,
like
exactly.
it's really I actually like enjoyed it to the day.
It
Like,
is
don't-
a classic movie.
It is like don't get me wrong, the effects it's mid-90s.
Mid-90s, what do you
with it?
expect?
Yeah,
Exactly.
you expect it, but like it's really freaking good, man. Like I enjoyed it a lot.
Yes, it is. Like I said, I don't know how to describe it other than it's a classic movie. It is an all-timer. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it's,
yeah.
it's a movie.
It's a classic. It's a classic.
Yeah. But another movie I wanted to bring up. Have you ever watched Zathura? Is that what it's called?
Oh yeah, Sathura, the
Yeah.
space one.
Yes,
I
yeah,
like
yeah.
that one.
It reminds
Yeah,
me
yeah,
of
yeah.
it reminds me of like the original Jumanji and Zathura are like one and the same to me. Like they're very
Yeah.
similar. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I actually like that one too.
Yes, it is. That's a top tier movie too. But yeah, the original Jumanji, just classic. I don't know if you want to review all three and then we'll get into our ratings, or do you want to do rating for the first one?
Yeah, sure. What would you
Okay.
give this one? The first one?
I would give it a solid 9. It is a
Yeah, same.
yes.
Same.
It is a classic.
It is. It is.
It gives you a warm feeling, I guess. You know what I mean?
It's like funny things like when they had the stampede moment and the rhino,
Yes.
like it showed the rhinos and the one behind's like hey with the heavy breathing, you know,
And it's
stuff like that. Oh
and
my God.
the other thing too is it's just very good storytelling, and
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
It really is.
and it's original, because we forget, like, a lot of these movies now are remakes. Like the other two Jumanji movies are remakes. The original, at the time, it was like, holy crap.
It was like unique, you know what I mean?
It's very unique, yeah. Like, who would have thought of this, right? But yeah, really cool with all
Yeah.
the different characters and whatnot. When a favorite movie of mine growing up, like one of those movies that's burned into your memory kind of thing.
Yeah. Like I watched it in theaters when I was a kid. So.
See? Yeah, exactly. I unfortunately could not because I was negative 4 years old or
Yeah.
3 years old whenever it came out. So unfortunately, I couldn't make it to the theater that day. But yeah, we'll move along to the first of the remakes. This was actually a really funny movie. Like I thought,
Yeah.
The Rock,
Also too.
like Dwayne Johnson, did a really good job of like being able to play somebody like weaker, I guess, like kind of.
Yeah, like a kid who got stuck to his body, and he's like
Doesn't know
imitate
what to
the
do.
kid.
Yes.
He doesn't know what to do. Yeah.
I thought the romance was pretty good at the end. You know, he's like, I'm not just this character, whatever. I can be like this in real life. Blah blah blah. We'll finish this quest. I thought the romance was pretty good too. Yeah, the story was just really good. Like Kevin Hart, always
just the
funny.
character. Yeah. Yeah, he is, and Jack Black is really good in this one too.
Yes, Jack Black. Jack Black has the hardest job in the world in this movie, man.
Yeah, he plays like he imitates the girls. Like, oh my god, I'm this fat guy. I'm this guy.
Where's my phone?
Where's my phone?
Where's my phone? It's like so funny. It's really good.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and the special effects are crazy. Like it just adds to it.
Yeah.
And obviously, they're. It's a nice touch. I prefer the board games.
Me too.
Version of the movie.
Me too.
But the fact that it was video games in this one makes sense because of the times, right? So
yeah,
I don't hate it.
It's like the kid. I think you hear the drum beat, and then it just turned to the video game, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I believe so.
Yeah. And then they eventually, they finish the quest. It's a pretty cool ending. Like it feels rewarding at the end watching it, and they all go back, and it's a feel good ending. You know what I mean?
Yes,
they kind of bring some of their characters with them back, if that makes sense.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's like there's some comedy moments when the girl's like the guy, and it's like because she was like, I had to go pee, right? That's the character.
Yeah, I remember that.
And he's like, how you work this thing? I was like, you just push it out. He's like, oh my god, this is so much better. It's like, you guys have it so easy. I was dying.
It's funny. It's funny, yeah.
Shit.
You don't think about that stuff, right? Like that's hilarious.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, it's really good.
It was good.
The first one I liked a lot.
Yeah.
The second one actually, if let's do our ratings for the first one.
Oh, okay. The remake of the first one.
Correct.
I'm gonna give this one an 8.
8.
Yeah, I actually really like this one.
I'll give it an 8.5, just to be a little different. But I think it was a really good movie. But again, it's a remake. But I think that the humor made up for it. Like the characters were really well thought out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
And the actors that played them, like Kevin Hart and Jack Black, like all of them, really, like all of them. Even Karen Gillian, I believe that's her name.
Yeah, I think so.
She did a great job too. Like they all had hard jobs. You have to play characters completely.
And she's a really good actress too.
I remember. I think the biggest. Her first biggest role was in Doctor Who, and I was watching Doctor Who at the time. Shout out Ryan, and she was like, it was like fantastic. I'm like, she's a fantastic.
Oh,
actress.
I didn't know she was on Doctor Who.
Yeah, she was actually the companion for like 3 seasons. Like she was actually a main character for 3 seasons. Yeah.
Wow, I did not know that.
And then they killed her off. Spoiler alert. And then
she starts off in Guardians of the Galaxy.
And then she went to Guardians of the Galaxy, and then she made her way to Jumanji. So pretty cool.
Nice.
But yeah, I'll give it an 8.5. It's good, but at the end of the day, it's
I give it an 8. It's really good. I like it. I enjoyed it.
The second one, I thought might have been better than the first one.
I think so too.
Yeah. And I think that's very rare in most movies, except for the only one The only times I can remember that being the case is the original Batmans, not the original. Sorry, the Christopher Nolan Batmans and the Sam Raimi and Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans. And this movie, because they incorporate the grandfathers, right? Like it's
Yeah, they incorporated. I forgot the Danny Glover's character, his name, and
I can't remember. Yeah,
Danny DeVito. It's the Spencer's grandfather.
Yeah. And
Who's this?
he
Who's
played-
this Jumanji?
It was
Who's
this Jumanji. And then Kevin Hart, he's like, ostriches can run at 78 miles per hour.
Yeah, because
And then-
he played that character, right?
Yeah, and he's
Yeah.
like, and then he stops and he's like, how do I know that? But he's like so calm and like it's funny. This movie was way funnier than the first one for sure.
Yeah, I had his moments.
Oh
right?
yeah, and they all had harder roles to play too, because they all had to switch it up. It wasn't like they were playing the original characters, right? So
because
really
in the
like this one
beginning,
too.
because in the beginning Spencer wanted to go back. He wanted to be Bravestone. But he was
Yes,
another character, right? So
exactly.
and they all change it up. So yeah, I like this one too. I enjoyed this one a lot. This Jumanji one.
This one was like I said it already, but this one was a lot funnier. A lot funnier, and the I don't know if the storyline. I like the fact that it wasn't like they went back and it was the same game. It was like the next level, which is the name of the movie.
Yeah. Like a different enemy. Like
Exactly. It's not like they went back and they were different characters, but it's the same game. It was at least something more to work towards, right? It was a good concept. I enjoyed this movie.
And they added I think they added like 2 new characters. I think, right?
That too.
The horse, and the stealth. The chick that was played by Spencer. So
That's yes, the super stealth, and even
super stealth.
wasn't Nick Jonas in this movie too?
Yeah. He was in the
yes.
first one. Yeah, and he came back as he was the other guy that was stuck. Who was playing in the 90s. So
yes, I love that guy, that character.
yeah.
I love the fact that he was in there, and then they end up meeting at the end, and he's like all grown up and has a family and stuff. I love that. That was really good in the movie.
Yeah, me too.
So therefore, if we're doing ratings, this one to me is rated higher than the other movies, so I will give it a 9.
Same as me.
Yeah,
I give it a 9 as well. Yeah.
really good movie. Love the humor in it.
Very good.
It's just a good time. It's just a good time if you want to have a good time to watch a movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's really good.
So I think we'll leave it at that for movie reviews. And going forward, we will, review some Matrix movies. I have to watch them. And we'll do some Quentin Tarantino movies for sure. Those are great movies. I mean,
Quentin Tarantino. It's like I keep saying, he does phenomenal movies, man. He's like one of my favorite directors. Hands down.
One thing before we move on to our final and favorite subject, The Undertaker in WWE.
Yeah.
He retired this week. He's done.
Yeah, he's done.
It's crazy. He wrestled for sorry to cut you off.
No, I was gonna say he wrestled for what, 30 years?
30 years.
30 years.
Or 29.
Well, I was
29. But that's insane.
I was a kid.
Not even a kid. You're like a baby. You're like 2.
Yeah, 2 or 3. Yeah.
Oh, when he started, maybe like 3 or 4, something like that. Sorry, but still, you're like a child.
But I was a child. That's when I loved wrestling because of the Undertaker.
Yeah, it's such a great character.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's when the WWE, known as WWF back in the day. It's just like the storyline, and it had like Stone Cold and The Rock was
so
in
many
it.
good characters, yeah. And even Undertaker at that time was like, he came out on a motorcycle.
Yeah.
And it was like kick-ass character,
And like WrestleMania when he kept going, and he had like what, 21-0?
He was like 21-0 at one point, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, and then man, and I like how they kept going with it. Like he won, and you know what I mean. It's just celebrating.
It's like a great career. Like that. That is an insanely long time to wrestle. and just consistently come back and do it. Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So thank you for the memories, Undertaker, and good luck in
I
retirement.
totally agree.
Sit down and have a couple beers.
Just relax, take it easy, and just enjoy your life, man.
Exactly. So, Andrew, I think it's time we get into our favorite segment. It is now time for Darius's difficulties and Andrew's annoyances. So, Andrew, do you want to go first this week? I think you went first last week, actually.
I'll let you go first this week.
All right. On this episode, I'll go first. So, my difficulty, and I think almost everyone can relate to this, is when phones, whether it be an Android, an iPhone, whatever you have, become obsolete after a few updates. You ever have like an iPhone, let's say 8 right now, right? And you update it to the highest, you update it 100%, anything that's available, right? It completely destroys your phone. It makes it slow. It makes it slow. It makes it buggy. Even though it can handle it, it does that to the phone. So then, therefore, the phone becomes obsolete, and you have to buy a new one. And I hate it that they do that because these phones can handle a lot more than we're actually seeing. So that is a huge difficulty of mine.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like, well, it's pretty much for me, in my opinion. I have an Android for many years, and I kept updating.
Yeah, I don't think you've ever had an iPhone.
No, I never had an iPhone. I never was a big fan because, like people were saying before, like you just said, like you kept updating up, and then Apple forces you to buy a new one, man. Like, no, like just if you're ready to get another one and it still works, you be able to buy one. Like our buddy of ours, aka Bucky, shout out.
Yes.
Like he still has the iPhone 4.
Yeah.
He still has the 4.
But he just hasn't upgraded it at all.
Yeah, and I told him so many times. I'm like, dude, this Black Friday coming, go get a new phone. It's usually for free. Just get a new one.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though, right? He hasn't updated it. An iPhone 4 is what, like 7 years old, probably.
Yeah.
No, actually 8. 8 years old, probably.
Yeah, almost a decade.
Yeah, seriously. And he hasn't updated it, and it's working fine.
Yeah.
It works fine. So what does that tell you? The updates, man. That's what it is.
It's all about the updates. Yeah.
I know they add new stuff, and it's it's older technology, so yeah, it might make it a little bit slower. But holy crap, man! It makes these phones like drop. So then you just have to buy a new one.
Yeah, I know. But that's Apple's way.
That's
Apple's way.
That's everything. No. But that's my difficulty for this episode. What about you, Andrew? What's your annoyance?
Yeah, so let's say you have stomach problems, or you just need to go to washroom, right?
Yes.
You're running. You gotta go. You're going, and then you do number 2, and after it comes out, you realize you're like, God damn it! I need toilet paper. And I told you. And he forgot to change. He damn it! And then you have to yell. It's like, Ma, or Dad, I need another roll of toilet paper.
Dad, what is it? I forgot the toilet paper again.
This just happened to me recently. I was upstairs. I did number 2, and I was like, Dad. It's like, yeah, I need TP.
I did it again.
And then it's like TP. I'm like, damn, you know what I'm talking about? I need toilet paper. And after he's like, okay, hold on. And I was like, you just, I was like, damn it, I just forgot to change it again.
Did it again.
That's my noise. That's my noise.
That's your noise this week.
Yeah.
Not changing toilet paper. That is annoying though. That creates a lot of problems. That could create a lot of problems. Really does. That's a very huge inconvenience.
I'm definitely not using my fingers. That's for damn sure.
No, nobody is. But I think we'll wrap up the episode there on the number 2 note. Really good episode this week. Lots of good discussion about PS5. Lots of new info on movies, video games. Can't wait for Cyberpunk 2077. It'll be so good. But yeah, thanks for watching and listening this week, everybody. You can find us obviously on YouTube, iTunes, or Apple Podcasts, Spotify, of course. All the links in the description to find us on social media. And yeah, take care of yourself. Stay safe, everyone. And Andrew?
Yeah, and thank you for listening to this episode and enjoying it. And just take care of yourself and stay safe.